Hello and welcome to the Talk with Lara. Today joining me is a very special guest, and of course we're talking about one of the leading female entrepreneurs here in the region, none other than the beautiful Tara Rose. Hello and a very warm welcome. How are you doing, Tara?
I'm amazing. Thank you, Lara, for inviting me on. So I'm super excited to talk to you today.
It is such a pleasure to have you with us on the show today. We're going to start off by asking you to tell us a little bit more about your entrepreneurial journey. How did it all begin?
Well, to be fair, it's only been quite a recent thing. I mean, I left school with no education. I left school feeling pretty worthless. I mean, in the UK, the education system is based around, spelling, learning, reading, memorizing. But for me, knowing what I knew now is that's not my method of learning. So I left feeling pretty, struck off that, I wasn't intelligent. So that then led to me sort of really feeling where I didn't know where I fitted in the world. Luckily for me, I found a job as a hairdresser and all of a sudden I fitted in. I was around people that were the same as me. But unfortunately, there was a lot of other things that had happened through school and everything, which made me suffer quite badly with mental health through my 20s, which then, even though my love for hairdressing was huge, but ultimately I didn't realise about the other stuff, how to work on these things. So that resulted in many different things through my 20s, losing jobs, and eventually sort of becoming, staying on people's sofas and almost homeless before I came here to the UAE. But I came 15 years ago with £200 in my pocket. Worked in various hair salons, and then we moved to Abu Dhabi, me and my husband. I met him here also. He's from Scotland, and he's a pretty much same story as me. But we moved to Abu Dhabi, and 9 years ago, I opened my first salon, and that's when my life changed forever.
And your first salon was in Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi, yes. Yeah, 9 years ago. And that's when my life changed forever because I really understood that it was me. I had the power, not straight away. I'd say my entrepreneurial journey only has really taken off in the last 5 years. I now have 4 salons. I have 2 in Abu Dhabi. I have 2 in Dubai. I have a hair academy and I have a barbershop.
I'd like to know more about the recent one that you opened in Al Quoz.
Yes.
That is absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah.
I attended the opening, and I have to say, I haven't seen anything like that or similar to that in Dubai.
Yeah.
So what is the concept behind that?
So the concept behind that is everything really that I've been through in my growing up, my business journey, and then opening salons. The idea with Al Quoz is that we have everything under one roof. We have the barbershop, we have the hair salon, we have the podcast studio, and we have an academy. And I really wanted to bring this space together because my entrepreneurial journey over the last few years, most of it has had nothing to do with hair. I've had to go outside of the industry. I've had to work on my mental health. I've had to do so many courses, mentors, public speaking, all of those things, really, really work on that. So I wanted to create a space, not only where we create fabulous hair and make people feel better, because that's a big thing for me. It's not just about creating an image, it's about how we make somebody feel. So we offer that now for men and women. But we also now have the academy space, which is where we build professionals, because I go back to how I felt, and a lot of it had nothing to do with the hair skills. So we teach hair skills, but we teach the other stuff as well. But ultimately, again, it's now a space for personal development. It's outside of the industry. So whether you're a small business owner, whether you're a mum at home struggling with self-worth, we will be putting on courses for everybody.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. What are the projects that Tara Rose is working on at the moment?
So projects that I'm working on at the minute, like everything to do with, obviously I have the 4 salons, the barbershop and the academy now. It's about really going through my full business, the strategies, the processes, the marketing strategies, and obviously sales focus to be able over the next 12 months put everything together and to be able to franchise.
Amazing. Well, we want to wish you a congratulations on that in advance.
Thank you.
What message do you have or advice do you have for the viewers that are watching us from your many years of knowledge, experience, expertise, and know-how? What would you say to them? If any entrepreneur wanting to set up their own.
If you can imagine it in your head, you can do it. Okay, don't let anybody tell you you can't do something. A lot of people try to ruin dreams, and it's normally because they've got something going on in their own life, So never let anybody tell you can't do something. If you're scared of doing something, it's probably because you don't know how to do it. So you have to learn it. you know, and then understanding on the other side of that fear is massive growth. And it's not meant to be easy. You do make mistakes.
Of course.
But make the mistakes and learn from them. And then ultimately, again, you know, that's where you develop. And it's these steps every day and staying strong. And you've got to be so committed to your, you know, you've got to be in love with what you do because it gets hard. And when it gets hard, you've got to keep yourself motivated.
And if you've got the passion, I think that keeps you going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, there's quite a few things there, but that's pretty much how I live my life, with those ideas in mind.
Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Now, moving on to Tara Rose on a personal level.
Yes.
What makes Tara Rose angry? What makes you upset? What provokes you?
I think, you know, angry maybe is not such a word I would use anymore. Frustrated, I would probably say, is people and their lack of accountability and self-reflection. You know, I am quite strong on this because this is where my life started to change forever. I used to be a girl that had no accountability and I didn't reflect on anything. So it's one thing we teach a lot within the academy as well, that you have to hold yourself accountable and you have to look at yourself, you know. But I see so much now at the minute, you know, whether it's, you know, in the world or this, you know, nobody reflects, nobody looks at how they can be better. Nobody looks at, okay, what did I do in that situation that potentially I could have done better, you know, and understanding that you are the only person that is in control of anything. You know, you see it so much that people blame other people for where they're at in their life. You know, it's always somebody else's fault. So that for me really frustrates me because I was that person, and that's one of probably the biggest tools that I know now. But you see it so much, so I get more frustrated, I would say, by it now, because look, you change that, you change your life.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, moving on to this beautiful city that we live in, Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. We're about to celebrate Emirati Women's Day. It's just around the corner, August 28th. I think we're in its 9th edition.
Yeah.
What does Emirati Women's Day mean to you on a personal level, Tara?
You know, for me, it is about empowerment. You know, we live in a beautiful city. The city changed my life. You know, it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, you know. And so to be here and to celebrate not only the city and be around amazing people, but, you know, to celebrate this day in such a powerful place, you know, the female empowerment and how every sector is celebrated, you know, is so important to me because, again, coming from a creative industry like hair salons, you know, sometimes people forget this as a business. They're always looking at the corporate world. So, you know, it really makes a point of looking at every single, you know, point of what people are doing within the city from a female perspective. And it celebrates, you know, inclusion and diversity, which I love.
Thank you for sharing your views on that. Tara Rose, it has been a true pleasure talking to you. Wishing you continued growth in all your future ventures.
Thank you, Lara.
It's been a pleasure. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for from Tara Rose. It's been very interesting finding out more about her entrepreneurial journey as well as her views on Emirati Women's Day. My name is Lara, signing off. Until next time.